Switch gears and welcome in my friend, sportscaster Jared Max. Hello, Jared.
Hey, Steve. How are you?
Good,
Thanks for
good.
hanging out for me, buddy.
Yeah, how are you? All right, we got 5 minutes or so. So, your take on, we all agree what was said by Donald Sterling was reprehensible and the whole thing. What do you think is going to happen?
I think in a short period of time, Donald Sterling will be forced one way or another to relinquish ownership of his team. Now, while there is no law, essentially, which can so easily do this, I think when you have a howling mob of Americans, millions of Americans, who this is what they're talking about, who don't even know what a basketball is, they want this guy out. One way or another, Donald Sterling will be out. Now, there's Article 35, which is part of the NBA agreement with the Collective Bargaining Association, which essentially allows the commissioner to suspend somebody for making prejudiced comments during the playoffs, regular season, or the preseason. That might be their in to start to make proceedings. But again, we've had, 4 or so major sponsorships pull out today, ending their relationship, whether it be Red Bull and Kia Motors, and there are a couple others who have pulled out already. From the financial side, this is going to be clipped. You have the entire team of the players who don't want an association with him, who wore their jerseys inside out. One way or another, Steve, I'm not sure how the law might get circumvented to do this, but they're going to get rid of this guy. He's too much of an embarrassment, and the NBA is worth too much money. This kind of thing can't go on today.
All right, but what do you say? I mean, the NAACP was going to give him an award, but he's been this guy's been an embarrassment for a decade or more.
You got to check out. I just saw the story came out. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wrote something, I believe, for Time, and in it, Kareem talks greatly about the problem here is not so much even what Sterling has said and this has been recording, but this has gone on for years.
Right, the Justice Department sued him for discrimination in housing.
Yes, and he had, and blatantly, he had to pay off a $2-point-something million lawsuit with that, where he wasn't renting. Some of the comments are disgusting, who he wouldn't rent to.
So why does it take an illegally recorded private conversation to make this happen?
Steve, I'm going to throw it out there. Why did it take what it took for Jerry Sandusky to get caught? People don't always like to speak up. There's a lot of money involved, and maybe some people say, you know what, as long as we're in on getting paid this kind of money.
To that point, and good point. Let me ask you this, and don't read this as defending Sterling. He said racist things. I'm not defending him.
He's a certified racist.
Okay, Bill Maher owns a minority stake in the Mets. He has called Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann the C word. He has said reprehensible things about lots of people. Not boo about that. Jay-Z was an owner of the Nets. Hoes, bees, this, that, nothing. Nobody said boo. You have the story that came out the other day that Jay-Z and Carmelo Anthony, according to the New York Post, wear a medallion that represents a philosophy that whites are the devils and blacks are superior. And you have one of the top men on the Clippers who said that to re-sign last year as a free agent, which he did, he wanted, reportedly, according to the New York Post last year, a black coach. How come none of that gets any treatment?
Steve, you know what? For the same reason, I'm not going to touch this question with a 10-foot pole, right? I mean, I applaud you for bringing that up, because these are, I was, in thinking about my own thoughts on this story. A lot has to be shielded, because we are in a spot where there's a very sensitive world, and you got to be so careful with what you say. I think we're all in agreement. Donald Sterling has completely crossed the line.
Absolutely. At not defending Donald Sterling, just looking for a little consistency when it comes to...
Again, I'm with you, Steve, because my take is, how did this go on for all these years with nobody standing up?
Right.
African-American players cashing his checks.
Jared, thank you. Love you. Got to go. Jared Max, ladies and gentlemen, sportscaster extraordinaire. The panel is next. Don't go away.